You have one new message. Translating. Disney and Pixar's Hoppers is now available on Disney+.
You could say that again.
Critics are calling it Pixar's funniest movie ever and a wildly entertaining ride. Blizzard Potato. It's certified fresh and verified hot.
Now we party.
This is incredible!
Wow, I am clearing the rest of the day.
Disney and Pixar's Hoppers, now available on Disney+. Rated PG.
I love you so much. I would do anything to hug you, laugh with you, dance with you. I won't give up finding you. I will fight for you, give all that I have for you.
Step into the intriguing world of The Black Box, a captivating true crime podcast hosted by Kay. Where the shadows of the past reveal the most bizarre and unorthodox crimes committed within the Black community. Each episode delves deep into a unique case, exploring both solved and unsolved mysteries that challenge the norms of conventional crime narratives. From peculiar heists to enigmatic disappearances, The Black Box unravels stories that highlight the complexities and nuances of urban life. With expert interviews, community insights, and a keen exploration of the human psyche, listeners will find themselves drawn into a world where every episode poses the question, what lies behind the black box of urban crime?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to The Black Box, where forgotten voices find light. A podcast created to bring a lot of details in a smaller amount of time. I'm your host, Kay, and together we will venture into the shadows of urban true crime mysteries, unearthing stories of unsolved cases that have tragically faded from public memory within the African American community. Join me as I demand remembrance and seek justice for those left behind in the dark. Today's episode regards the story of Cajairah Fraise, an expecting mother who disappeared right before her parents' very eyes. The Black Box is now open. Cajairah J. Fraise was born January 14, 2001 in Rialto, California, to Jamel and Cara Fraise. She was one of 3 children, with her sister Janice and her brother Jamel. Many had nothing but positivity to speak about Cajairah. She and her siblings were like 3 peas in a pod, according to her parents. They were best friends with each other their whole lives, supportive, loving, everything you could think of. Cajairah received a lot of love from everyone in the family. She was a best friend to each of them and described as a loving, kind, and genuine person. So how did someone so loving, so kind, so admirable, and so full of life completely disappear? Well, there have been quite a few theories, one being her upbringing and heavy rules. Growing up, Cajairah was raised in a very strict family. As most families have strict rules and regulations, hers were no different. She was expected to listen to her mother and father, get good grades, mind her manners, be polite to strangers, be kind to her siblings, be supportive, everything. But she also came from a very religious family where certain acts weren't necessarily excused. Her father made that very clear, being the minister of his own congregation at House of Refuge Clean Slate Ministries in San Bernardino, California. Although an online church, the word was preached strongly and expected to be applied. However, many people that knew the family were concerned that the church gave off vibes of a cult. And that's not where the strangeness ends. Cajairah's entire disappearance came off a bit odd, mainly Because Cajairah is pregnant. See, Cajairah is 35 weeks pregnant. She and her child's father, Giovanni James Rivera, were expecting their first child together. Now, there's not much on Giovanni because there's a lot of secrecy and mystery that goes on with this case and with him. But the family did confirm that Giovanni was indeed the father, and the two of them were expecting a son. 22-year-old Cajairah is 35 weeks pregnant. Although she and Giovanni are expecting a child, she resides with her parents. Of course, there's speculations that having a baby out of wedlock was a big problem with the parents. But regardless, Cajairah was happy and ready to meet her baby boy in just a few weeks. Everything was going great until it wasn't. It's February 23rd, 2023, and Cajairah is about a month away from her due date. She was set to have her son March 29th. Just prior, she had her baby shower where her friends and family gathered to shower the mommy-to-be with love and gifts and support. And on this particular day, she and her mother decided to spend the day at the spa for some mommy-daughter time. That morning, Cajairah and her mother went to the gym and had a nice little spa day. Later, they decided to run some errands and get some things that were needed for the baby, as well as go to a couple of appointments. Sounds like a fun-filled day. But unfortunately, as the day went on, Cara began to feel ill and grew tired. Cajairah, not ready to call it a day, wanted to visit her grandmother for a while, and since Cara was not feeling well, she decided to call her husband Jamel and ask him to drive Cajairah to her grandmother's house. Of course, Jamel agreed. He comes to pick them up, and as they're driving, Cajairah tells her mother that she's hungry, so they decide to stop at a Jack in the Box at 89 Beaumont Avenue. Jamel gets into the drive-through line, and for whatever reason, Cajairah, who's in the back seat, decides to get out. Now, according to research, it states that Cajairah just needed some fresh air and needed a minute. Now, immediately, my thought process is, why didn't her parents ask her what was wrong? Why did she just get out of the car? But she gets out, and her father pulls into the drive-through to order the food. Once he's done ordering, he looks and sees that Cajairah is still standing there, so he pulls forward to the next window to pay for their food, and then proceeds to the next window to pick it up. Only this time, when he looks up, Cajairah is gone. Where did she go? Jamel and his wife drive around the restaurant and drive around the shopping center complex to see if they can spot her, but she's nowhere to be found. It's around 10:30 in the evening, and it seems as if Cajairah has disappeared into thin air. Panicking, Cajairah's mother, Cara, is thinking maybe she had some type of medical emergency. Maybe it was something with the baby. She said she had to get a breather. She looks in the back seat, and she realizes Cajairah's taken her Bible. Is that something that you would take if you were just going for a stretch or needed some air? Could she have possibly gone off to get a good word and just needed to sit down for a minute? They started looking around and asking people that were in the parking lot if anyone had seen their daughter. After about an hour of looking and no luck, 911 is called, and they arrive at the Jack in the Box to assist the worried parents. After a few moments, they're able to get some footage from Jack in the Box, and they see that Cajairah was walking south, away from the restaurant behind the businesses in the shopping center. It appeared that she was walking behind Mission Vista Academy, and that was the last time that she was seen. Concerned for the welfare of Cajairah, ground searches began almost immediately in an effort to locate her, many praying that she was found safe and sound, not only for her sake, but for the sake of her baby boy. Officer Mercedes Cashmere, literally I can't make that up, I promise you that is her name. Officer Mercedes Cashmere spearheads the search. They had searches on foot, as well as canines, drones in the air, and even helicopters and planes. And of course, because of the fact that Cajairah was pregnant, information was passed along to several hospitals and clinics, as well as mental health facilities, shelters, and other organizations throughout Riverside County, San Bernardino County, and Nevada to be on the safe side. Kara believes that Cajairah was suffering some type of medical emergency. But if you're in the car with your parents, what kind of medical emergency could you possibly have that would cause you to just walk away? Was there a medical history for her that no one was aware of? From that point on, everything was just a barrage of unanswered questions. According to Officer Cashmere, the Beaumont Police Department doesn't believe that there was any foul play as it pertains to Cajairah's disappearance. And of course, they're going to continue to pursue any and all leads to locate her. But a common question continues to arise. How could a pregnant girl disappear like that without a trace? At this point, the media frenzy begins. Both Jamel and Kara do an interview with local Eyewitness News in which Jamel advises his last sight of her. He states, "I pulled up. I looked at her. She was looking at us. She looked back at us. Everything was fine. So I finished paying for our food. Less than a minute later, our daughter is vanished. Where could she possibly vanish to?" Because Cajairah was 22 years old, she was considered a voluntary missing person. For days, the Beaumont Police Department conducted a search looking for Cajairah, but she was nowhere to be found. After a few weeks, the police went public, and something strange stuck out. The department advised that the Fraise family was not being so cooperative in looking for their daughter. In fact, they advised that it took them almost 2 weeks to share any information pertaining to Cajairah's disappearance. The police department is calling and sending emails trying to obtain information, but Cajairah's family are slow to respond. Once this information is out, naturally the masses get involved and they give their opinions as to what they feel is going on. Who wouldn't want to find their daughter? Who wouldn't want their sweet child returned home? During all of this, the child's father, Giovanni, is practically MIA. His identity was kept private for quite a while, which caused further speculation. Why didn't the father of the child step forward and ask for help in locating his child and his child's mother? Why didn't the family want anyone to know who Giovanna James Rivera was? Could he be tied to Cajairah's disappearance? Was he tied to the church as well and have strict religious beliefs? Did he not want the baby? Eventually, Cajairah's family does confirm that Giovanni is the father. However, they are also facing public scrutiny. For you see, once the Beaumont Police Department put out that advisement that the family was not cooperating, naturally, they have to defend themselves, and they decide to speak out. The family speaks out to the media and to the concerned citizens, advising the false narrative that the Beaumont Police Department has put out. It's made them appear to be disinterested in locating their daughter, which is far from the truth. They speak about how they're being harassed and now ridiculed by the public, people that don't know their day-to-day lives. Cajairah's father says in an interview, "Our focus is to find Cajairah. And so if someone is trying to accuse the family of harming her, our daughter, or doing something to keep her from being found, unbelieve things that have been said, that is what hinders us helping Cajairah be found." The family decides that they may need a little more help, and they go to the Doc Ellis Foundation, a foundation that helps minority families of missing people. The founder, Jasmine Lee, speaks on Cajairah's disappearance and says, "In order to make sure that we are able to bring her home, we want to be able to facilitate a stronger relationship between family and law enforcement." Still, there's something that's not sitting right with several people. People are going around posting flyers of Cajairah asking the public for help. And in part of asking the public for help, they go to Cajairah's family and ask for photos, which the family is hesitant about giving. And again, it poses the question, why not give the photos to help locate her? Kara is convinced that her daughter was abducted, and she very well could be considering how quickly she disappeared without a trace. So wouldn't plastering her face all over different areas help in bringing her home? All it takes is one person to recognize her. All it takes is one person to see a missing poster. Instead, it ended in potential lawsuits. Cajairah's mother, Cara, actually sued a woman who started a Facebook group to spread the word about Cajairah's disappearance. Now, that does seem a bit odd because it's coming off as she wants to keep something secret. This woman claimed that she wanted to help find Cajairah, especially since there were no flyers, no vigils, and no large search parties. Only threats of lawsuits for making Facebook groups to help locate her or posting pictures of her in hopes that someone may recognize her. After so much public scrutiny and after so many accusations, and from the advisement of the Beaumont Police Department with the false narrative, the family puts out a statement to the press in response to everything that they had been receiving around them and Cajairah's disappearance. The statement from the family of Cajairah Fraise in response to a press release. When the family stopped at the Jack in the Box to use the restroom and get food, Cajairah felt it was best for her to get some fresh air and get out of the car for her own mental health, as it was common for her those days. The family was directed by other civilians that she had walked south. However, her family did not see her and immediately called 911. The missing person report was requested on the night of February 23, 2023, when Officer Cajairah responded to the call. The family was not made aware that Officer Cajairah did not file the missing person report since the call was made for a missing person. The officer was dispatched, and family thought that the report was done. On February 24th, 2023, Officer Perez called the mother to find out if they found her and asked did they want to proceed with the missing person report. Her mother was confused because her mother knew that they had requested the missing person report to be done last night by Officer Cajairah. Officer Perez said he would call Officer Cajairah for the information. The family reached out to surrounding businesses to view video footage independently, but because of lack of support or sense of urgency from Beaumont Police Department, resulted in all video footage expiring in locating Cajairah, except for the school's footage. Cajairah's family was never provided the images of Cajairah that were placed on social media of her walking behind the school. Her family discovered images online with the public. Cajairah's family provided detectives all information on social media posts, friends, cell phone records, phone numbers to family members, distributed her missing person flyer through social media with paid advertisements, placed flyers throughout the city of Beaumont on posts and inside local businesses, contacted hospitals daily, motels daily, mental health hospitals. Additionally, Cajairah's family searched by foot the fields behind Jack in the Box with dogs and manually posted flyers the same day that the search was conducted by the Beaumont Police Department drones on March 7th. Cajairah's family searched the area by car many days and stood in front of local businesses giving out flyers. Beaumont did not put her into the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System because of their law sense of urgency. Beaumont Police Department's focus stayed between friends, family, and friends of family, rather than any outside investigations. Cajairah's family cooperated 100% with Beaumont detectives within their ability to do so. The family of Cajairah Fraise is demanding justice that Beaumont Police Department hold live press conference for our missing daughter. This was the statement made by Cajairah Fraise's family. So it completely goes against everything that the Beaumont Police Department advised. If you recall, I told you that the Beaumont Police Department stated that her family was being non-cooperative, when in fact it seems as if they were, and the Beaumont Police Department was the one that dropped the ball. Cara firmly believes that her daughter was abducted. However, the Beaumont Police Department private investigator believes that there's no evidence to suggest that. The Fraise family is now given the opportunity to spread the word on their daughter worldwide by appearing on Dateline. They go on the show and they tell their story of how Cajairah vanished, Kara tells Dateline once again that she believes that Cajairah was abducted. She looks into the eyes of the reporters and says, "I believe she was taken, and I believe in my heart that she's being sheltered somewhere. Someone has her, and hopefully the baby, and hopefully they're taking care of her. One thing is for sure, is that hope springs eternal." When asked if they had a message for Cajairah, Kara says, "I love you so much. I would do anything to hug you, laugh with you, dance with you. I won't give up finding you. I will fight for you, give all that I have for you." Still, many people are asking, did you actually fight for her? Are you really looking for her? Why is there so much secrecy? Because your actions show otherwise. The family began raising money to hire a private investigator and has a Facebook page as well as an Instagram page called Find Cajairah that's dedicated to getting answers about her disappearance. Cajairah's medical conditions and food restrictions are mostly unknown and never made public. However, it has been stated that her mental health may have been a part of the reason she walked away from the car that night. As she was unfamiliar to the area, Cajairah is wanted and loved, and we hope for her safe return. Regardless of how odd the situation may be, no matter how many questions may arise, a mother and her son are still missing, and their loved ones want nothing more than for them to return home safe and sound. Cajairah is 5'7" and 160 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a black jacket with gray sweats. She has several medical needs and food intolerances. She disappeared February 23rd, 2023 at the Jack in the Box at 89 Beaumont Avenue. Almost 3 years ago. Her son would be close to 3 years old. Anyone with information is asked to call the Beaumont Police Department at 951-769-8500. Or you can contact the Doc Ellis Foundation at 888-222-6050. Again, that's the Beaumont Police Department at 951-769-8500, or the Doc Ellis Foundation at 888-222-6050. You can also report tips anonymously at crimetips@beaumontpd.org. As with the infamous ones, you can leave a review on any streaming app that you're able to listen to the episode on. You can also learn more about the podcast by joining the Facebook group, The Infamous Ones Discussion Group. Be sure to stay tuned for the next live event, The Infamous Ones presents Who Done It, an interactive murder mystery night. June 2026, it's coming, and you'll be able to compete for a cash prize to find out who the infamous killer is and put them on trial. Also, be sure to follow the Black Box on whatever streaming app you listen to the show on. All you have to do is hit the follow button, and you'll receive all the notifications for when episodes drop and more. Ladies and gentlemen, the Black Box is now closed and locked tight. I bid you farewell until the next time, the next situation, and the next mystery we unravel together. Stay curious.